There's $27 million in that building that I put over there. Alone, just the studio.
From 50 Cent's private studio worth millions to Dr. Dre's secret underground lab beneath his Brentwood mansion, all the way to Jay-Z's world-class palace of hits, we're diving into the most insane music studios on the planet. Let's kick things off with Dr. Dre's Brentwood hideout. Ever wonder how you make tracks like Still DRE or the next episode without stepping foot in a commercial studio? For Dre, it meant turning his $40 million mansion into a fortress of sound with a 10,000 square foot underground studio. Think of it as a French chateau on the surface with a secret sonic bunker below. This isn't your average bedroom setup with a laptop and cheap headphones. This is a full-blown sonic laboratory. Here, Dre produced albums for legends like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and himself, all while skipping the commercial studio stress. The mansion came in 2014 for $40 million, but Dre dropped an extra $5 to $10 million excavating beneath it to craft this hidden empire. Multiple rooms lead to a central control hub, isolation booths for vocals, and even a lounge where collaborators can relax during marathon sessions. Every wall, floor, and corner is lined with custom acoustic treatments, bass traps, and floating floors to wipe out outside noise.
Back in the day, I had, let's say, 1 or 2 keyboards to make an entire album. So I had to figure out ways to make the sounds different. So I would go in pawn shops and find guitar pedals and what have you to make the sounds in this one particular keyboard sound different so I can make an entire album using one keyboard.
Giving Dre that signature booming bass and crystal clear highs. And the gear, Wild doesn't even cover it. Dre's rocking 4 to 5 Akai MPC 3000 samplers to sculpt those punchy West Coast beats, multiple EMU SP 1200 units for that crunchy vintage texture, and a $10,000 Sony C800 G-Tube mic he swears by for razor-sharp rap vocals. But the crown jewel is the SSL 4000G plus 48-channel analog mixing console, a beast that went for a jaw-dropping $165,000 at auction in 2025. The highest price ever paid for hip-hop gear? Dre's always been hands-on and inventive. As he said, back in the day, I had 1 or 2 keyboards to make an entire album. I'd hit up pawn shops, grab guitar pedals, twist sounds, and somehow make it all work to craft a full album from just 1 keyboard. The monitoring setup is another level. Custom Augsburger Duo 12 to 15 monitors with dual 12-inch woofers and 15-inch subs, costing $20,000 to $30,000 a pair, giving Dre that earth-shaking, bass-heavy playback that hits harder than a West Coast street anthem. This is how legends are made, right under your feet. Dre's gear doesn't stop at samplers and his record-breaking SSL console. He's rocking classic Yamaha NS10M monitors for pinpoint mixing, vintage DBX 160 compressors to punch drums, and the whole system runs through an Avid Pro Tools HDX rig, letting him keep that analog warmth while editing digitally. The mansion itself is a playground for a mogul. Eco-friendly solar panels, a gym, sauna, and home theater all integrated, so Dre can slide from family life straight into producing multi-platinum hits without ever stepping outside. But while Dre's underground bunker is a sonic fortress, the next stop is 50 Cent's G-Unit Studios, a whole different league of power moves. Forget talk. 50 actually built an empire. He transformed a 956,000 square foot warehouse in Shreveport, Louisiana, into the second largest black-owned studio in the US. This isn't just a recording space. G-Unit Studios is a full-blown film and TV production complex where Fifth spins out his series, soundtracks, and BMF spin-offs, all under one massive roof. Leased in 2023 for just $2,400 a year on a 30-year deal with a 15-year renewal option. 50 poured $3 to $4 million into renovations and top-tier gear, turning a former city-owned property into a multimedia powerhouse.
Alone, just the studio. Everything that I bought away from that is shit that I bought just because I need them to feel what you feel right now.
Yeah.
Here. So it's not a bad place to go. In the process, it makes the place cool.
The setup screams versatility. Multiple sound stages for sets, post-production suites with Dolby Atmos mixing, and green screens for hybrid shoots inside, sleek black and white hallways, polished concrete floors, branded G-Unit accents, and gray half carpets lead you to 50's personal office suite, complete with custom decor and a painting of himself in the vanity room. The audio gear is pro level. Sony C800G tube mics for soundtrack raps, a vintage Neumann U87 from his MTV Cribs era home studio, all running through Neve 1073 preamps into Avalon BT 737 SP channel strips for punch, warmth, and that signature aggressive delivery. 50 talks about this place with pure pride. There's $27 million in that building that I put over there alone. Everything else I bought just so people can feel what we feel right now. And you can feel it. The mixing setup includes SSL 4000G consoles with E modules, Dolby Atmos systems for immersive TV scores, and every corner stacked with custom Auguburger speakers. Opened in August 2024, G-Unit Studios isn't just a studio. It's part of 50's three-phase community plan, with housing, talent programs, and a vision bigger than music itself. Where Dre's bunker is a lab for hits, 50's warehouse is a full-on empire, proving that building legacy means thinking bigger than just the music. And while Fifth's spot thrives on $10,000 Sony tube mics and Neve preamps, the next studio takes it to cinematic levels, with multiple SSL desks and custom monitoring rigs everywhere. Enter Jay-Z's Baseline Studios, where some of the grittiest spaces birthed the greatest art. Jay-Z's Baseline Studios in Manhattan's Chelsea district was the ultimate war room for Rockefeller Records, a no-frills creative bunker where independence and raw genius thrived. Opening in the early 2000s at 127 West 26th Street, this multi-room setup became the birthplace of classics like The Blueprint and The Black Album. Forget flashy modern studios. Baseline's luxury was its freedom, letting artists create without limits. The layout featured 3 interconnected production areas, so tracking, mixing, and brainstorming flowed seamlessly, fueling some of hip-hop's most iconic sessions. At the heart was the central control room packed with racks of outboard gear and an adjacent soundproof vocal booth, plus a lounge where late-night freestyle ciphers went down amid clouds of cigar smoke. Acoustic treatments included custom Jokey 2FX diffusers painted Nardo gray for style, along with bass traps and floating floors for pure sonic accuracy. The gear? Straight up vintage analog power. The centerpiece was an SSL 464G plus 64-channel mixing console, recently refurbished for a 2023 Brooklyn Public Library exhibit, where Jay layered tracks and mixed Kanye stems old school style. Secondary rooms housed SSL 9000J and SSL 4000G, plus consoles for beat layering, giving every session unmatched depth.
We can't use the word retirement for you.
Yeah. No, I already did that. I can't do that ever again. I would say I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes.
For vocals, Jay relied on a Neumann U87 through an Avalon 737 for tracks like 99 Problems, a Neumann U67 tube mic for detailed takes, and occasionally a Sony C800G for polished hooks. Jay's philosophy evolved beyond just pumping out hits. I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes. Monitoring came from custom Augsburger Classic 215S with dual 15-inch woofers, refurbished for the exhibit, paired with Yamaha NS10Ms for mix checks. Outboard gear included Empirical Labs distressors, API 550 EQs for punchy drums, TubeTech CL1B compressors for smooth vocals, and a Lexicon 480L for spatial reverb. All sessions ran through Avid Pro Tools X for precise editing. Though the original closed in 2010, the 2023 life-size recreation funded by Roc Nation preserved every detail, from wood finishes to gear placements. As a cultural time capsule, Baseline Studios proved that with 64-channel SSL boards, vintage tube mics, and a raw creative vibe, legends were forged. But if Jay's spot was all about massive analog consoles and controlled perfection, the next rapper flipped the script. Kanye West's Yeezy Campus Studio in Cody, Wyoming is a whole different beast, running on battery-powered MPC, portable samplers, and an experimental freeform energy that redefines what a studio can be. Kanye didn't just make a space for music, he built a creative playground in the middle of the wilderness. Kanye West's Yeezy Campus sprawls over 10,000 acres of Wyoming ranch land, turning a simple eating cabin into a creative fortress where music, fashion, and pure isolation collide. Acquired in 2019 for $14 million as part of Westlake Ranch, this space evolved from a humble recording outpost during the YA era into a self-sustaining campus where gospel rap experiments and Yeezy prototypes come alive amid elk herds, mountain views, and endless sky. The studio began as a modest wooden cabin perched on rolling hills. Then by 2020, expanded into a brutalist concrete compound, echoing the energy of his Calabasas HQ. The campus features interconnected zones, a central music studio of roughly 1,000 to 2,000 square feet with portable rigs for ultimate flexibility, adjacent prototyping labs for Yeezy samples, and even event spaces for Sunday service choir rehearsals. Acoustic treatments are simple but effective. Foam panels, rugs, and natural wood keep the sound tight, all powered by solar arrays tied into ranch-wide eco-initiatives, including sheep farming for Yeezy wool. Kanye's gear is all about mobility and hybrid workflows. The studio sports an Ensoniq ASR-10 sampler he leaned on heavily for Wyoming beats, an Akai MPC 2000 XL for drums, and an AAI MPC Live running on battery for off-grid production. He even pairs this with a MacBook DA setup, blending traditional and digital production seamlessly. The Roland TR-808 shaped the minimalist beats that became signature tracks in this isolation, while vocals were captured via a vintage Neumann U87, Sony C800G for clean hooks, and a Telefunken EL-AM2512 mic for gospel textures. Creative oddities like the Chaotica eyeball isolation device helped record vocals in makeshift booths, and Kanye famously tracked 20 to 30% of Jesus is King and Donda parts via iPhone X memos. Interfaces included a Universal Audio Apollo Twin MKI core. Monitoring came from KRK Rokit 8 G3s on the main desk and Yamaha NS 10MS for mix checks. He layered sounds with an Oberheim OB8A for atmospheres, a Mini Moog Voyager for bass, and a Dave Smith Tempest for experimental percussion. TubeTech CL1B compressors handled vocal dynamics while everything ran through Avid Pro Tools or FL Studio, spiced up with plugins like a torrented version of X-Fer Serum for modern textures. The luxury of Yeezy campus isn't marble floors or gold fixtures. It's therapeutic isolation on a ranch that costs $14 million, plus $36 million in domes, labs, and a planned 100,000-seat amphitheater. Solar power and sustainable farming let Kanye create without interruption, blending nature, community, and creativity into a gospel-infused production paradise. From classic Roland 808 drum hits in rustic cabins to sprawling concrete labs, this is artistry on another level. And while Yeezy thrives in nature with portable samplers, the next rapper studio flips the switch, stacking $15,000 Telefunken mics with custom Augsburger speakers everywhere, showing that high-end hip-hop gear isn't just for cities anymore. Rick Ross's Promised Land Mansion studio isn't just a house, it's Southern rap royalty on full display. When Ross talks about living like a boss, he isn't joking. The Promised Land Mansion in Fayetteville, Georgia is a full recording complex built into the basement of one of America's largest private estates, bought in 2014 for $5.9 million after foreclosure from Vander Holyfield. This 45,000 to 54,000 square foot palace on 322 acres became Ross headquarters for trap anthems and opulent creativity. The mansion itself is absurdly lavish. 109 rooms, 12 bedrooms, 21 bathrooms, wrapped in pristine white stone, marble floors, and dual sweeping staircases. Ross dubbed it Promised Land as a nod to his rise from humble beginnings. Down in the basement, the studio spans 1,000 to 2,000 square feet, designed for maximum focus and isolation. A central control room handles mixing, an adjacent vocal booth allows real-time collaboration, and acoustic treatments like foam panels and bass traps lock in those booming 808s without disturbing the mansion above. The basement connects to insane amenities: a custom gym for post-session workouts, a 135-seat private theater for playback, a 2-lane bowling alley, and an indoor lap pool for recovery. Outside, Ross even has a private highway, lakes, and manicured lawns, which he mows himself on an air-conditioned tractor with a built-in radio security. Fortress level, with gated entries and 24/7 surveillance. Gear-wise, Ross keeps it high-end and professional. Booth footage shows a Neumann U87 for clean, detailed rap vocals, paired with preamps to hit that signature low end on tracks like Blow. A $15,000 Telefunken Elam 251 tube mic handles his baritone warmth for MMG collabs, while Shure SM58S and SHU-2 wireless mics capture demos across the sprawling property. Monitoring includes Yamaha NS10M monitors, custom Augsburger Duos, valued $10,000 to $15,000 per pair, and KRK Rokit 5G3s for quick references. Vocal chains likely run through Avalon preamps, giving vocals that polished boss feel. Renovations for the studio added $5 to $10 million, pushing the property's value to $30 to $75 million, with a 2019 expansion adding 87 acres for $1 million, totaling 322 acres. The estate doubles as a creative hub and filming location, including interiors for Coming to America and multiple music videos. While Ross's basement is all about rare tube mics and custom monitoring systems, the next studio takes a more high-tech approach, with Sennheiser wireless setups and 80-channel SSL automation. Welcome to Eminem's Rochester Hills Mansion Studio. Eminem's journey from 8-mile trailer parks to secluded mansion life is hip-hop legend, and his Rochester Hills studio embodies that evolution. Purchased in 2003 for $4.8 million, this 17,000 square foot estate in a gated Oakland County community became Marshall Mathers' private creative bunker. Here, he could write confessional, raw tracks without interruptions, often hosting sessions with Dr. Dre while maintaining family life with daughter Haley. The estate sits on nearly 6 acres backing onto Stony Creek Metro Park, offering serene inspiration. Built in 1996 with imported materials and impeccable woodwork, the mansion features 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and a 1,000 to 2,000 square foot basement studio. The studio layout includes a soundproof live room, a central control area with sight lines to isolation booths, and adjacent storage for instruments. Acoustic treatments with fabric-wrapped walls, bass traps, and floating floors create a dead environment for crisp highs and booming lows. Seamless integration with the home lets Marshall move from the studio to a mirrored gym, a 135-seat private theater, or an outdoor pool and hot tub, perfect for breaks during marathon recording sessions. Eminem's Rochester Hills Mansion Studio isn't just about size, it's a precision-crafted fortress for rap mastery. State-of-the-art HVAC keeps the space perfect for sensitive gear, while smart electronics let M control everything remotely. Security is next level. Biometric gates, 24/7 surveillance, and a 3-car garage for discreet arrivals. For recording, Marshall relies on a Sennheiser SK-M5200 handheld wireless mic with ME50005 capsule for aggressive takes, a Newman U87 for clean hook capture, and the legendary Sony C800G tube mic he used on the Marshall Mathers LP for polished vocals. The vocal chain is a masterpiece. Avalon VT737 SP channel strips add warmth, Neve 1073 preamps bring color, and a manly Vox box processes rapid-fire flows. Mixing runs through an SSL 4000G Series 80-channel console, fully integrated with Avid Pro Tools HD for editing precision. Monitoring comes from Focal Trio 6B studio monitors, ensuring every note hits right. Additional gear includes a Korg Triton 61 workstation, TC Electronic 2290 delay for echoes, and subtle use of Antares. Auto-tune for modern polished renovations for this studio wing boosted the property's value past $10 million, though M sold it in 2017 for $1.9 million, and it resurfaced in 2021 for $3.23 million. Today, he works out of Detroit-based Effigy Studios. If M's spot is all Avalon strips and manly vocal processors, the next rapper studio flips the scale entirely. A 64-channel Neve console paired with 10,000-watt custom speakers, showing just how far hip-hop studio tech can go. Enter Snoop Dogg's Beach City Music Complex, opened in 2016 in Inglewood, California. This isn't just a studio. It's a 20,000 square foot cultural mothership where West Coast rap, film production, and creativity collide. Commissioned by longtime collaborator DJ Pooh and designed by Westlake Pro, the complex near LAX serves as Snoop's creative headquarters, handling recording, broadcasts, collaborations, and overseeing ventures like Death Row Records. The complex boasts 3 interconnected spaceship-themed studios: Mothership Studio A, Battleship Studio B, and Starship Studio C, each engineered for sonic consistency. Studio A is the main control room, a massive mixing and production space with a central console. Studio B focuses on 5.1 surround mixing, complete with lounge seating and video editing bays. Studio C, designed for Snoop's son Cordell Briss, emphasizes modular furniture for emerging artists. Acoustic treatments are pro-grade, with custom jokey panels, bass traps, and diffusers ensuring flat, accurate responses. Amenities push the experience beyond music. A full basketball court for breaks, a car showroom for Snoop's classic rides, and a radio suite for live XM broadcasts. Gear is next level insane. The heart is an AMS Neve Genesis Black 64-channel console valued over $100,000 with Neve 1073 preamps. And Diabo integration monitoring is dominated by custom Augsburger Quattro 410s, 15-inch woofers, dual 18-inch subs, 10,000 watts total, costing $30,000 plus Focal SM9s in Studio B for precise vocal balance. Though costs aren't disclosed, Westlake Pro and PA likely spent $5 to $10 million on design, acoustics, and gear, making Beach City Music Complex one of the most formidable West Coast creative fortresses ever built. The Outkast Stankonia Studios story is all about independence, legacy, and creative power. When Andre 3000 and Big Boy scooped up what would become Stankonia Studios in 1998, they weren't just buying a building, they were making a statement.
You on a music studio in Atlanta?
Yes.
Andre 3000 and Big Boy, they recorded a song.
Yeah, they bought the studio from me. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What made you decide to own a studio?
Not wanting to spend my budget on other people's studios.
Located in Northwest Atlanta, this multi-room facility had already seen legends like Elton John and Tony Braxton record when it was still Soundscape Studios, and later served as Bobby Brown's Bosstown recording studios from 1990 to 1997. Outkast swooped in, renamed it after their groundbreaking fourth album, and transformed it into a funky, utopian headspace where anything could happen. Bobby Brown explained it best when asked why he sold it. "Did you own a music studio in Atlanta?" he said. "Yes, Andre 3000 and Big Boy, they recorded a song. Yeah, they bought the studio from me, not wanting to spend their budget on other people's studios. That independence shows in every corner of the space, and the studio spans 5,000 to 10,000 square feet with multiple rooms built for flexibility. The main A room is the heart, a high-ceiling control room extensively refurbished with new wiring, busing, and EQs when Outkast purchased it. There's also a smaller Pro Tools-only mixing room, a 15 by 15-foot vocal booth, and a massive warehouse-style live room so huge it doubles as storage for tour stage gear. That cavernous space has hosted full bands, string sections, drums, and over 30 musicians at once, making it perfect for creative chaos. In 2024, the studio upgraded to a brand new SSL Duality Fuse 48 fader console valued at $100,000 to $150,000, replacing the legendary SSL 4000G Plus refurbished by engineer John Fry back in 1998. This new desk features super analog preamps, integrated Fusion Mix bus processors for color and cohesion, and a center bus compressor delivering that magic glue every session needs. Monitoring is custom George Augsburger mains with TAD components and Bryston amplification, mounted for high SPL playback, tuned every 6 months, and with woofers and diaphragms replaced annually to handle the power of intense sessions. These aren't ultra hi-fi speakers. They're built to survive serious studio firepower, costing $20,000 to $30,000 per custom pair. Vocals get treated with a Neumann M149 tube mic running through Avalon V737 SP channel strips, Avalon AD255 EQs, and AD2044 compressors, while Neve 1073 preamps handle drums, horns, and vocals. Beatmakers get their fix from EMUSP 1200s, Akai MPC 3000s, and Stutter A827/A82024 track tape machines for classic analog warmth, though by 2003, 95% of tracking shifted to Pro Tools effects include Yamaha SPX1000 processors and software synths like Reason, FM7, Absinthe, and Spectrasonics, blending perfectly with live instruments. Andre sold his share to Big Boy in 2015, but the studio remains Big Boy's bustling base, hosting artists like Goody Mob, T.I., and Summer Walker, and producing recent hits like Killer Mike's Grammy-winning Michael Stancha Studios is a perfect example of legacy meeting cutting-edge gear. With a 48 fader SSL console and custom Augsburger monitors tuned twice yearly, There's even a full-size grand piano scattered throughout for melodies in the vibrant setup. If Pharrell's rooms feature Ensoniq ASR 10 samplers and Access Virus synthesizers, this next rapper studio takes it even further with gold-plated Neumann mics and SSL consoles on wheels. Timberlake's mobile recording studio. Most producers need a studio to make hits, but Justin Timberlake built one on wheels. His mobile recording setup represents the ultimate in portable production, transforming a luxury tour bus into a fully functional hit factory that powered tracks for Justin Timberlake, Missy Elliott, and One Republic while rolling down highways. Debuting around 2010 in a custom-fitted post coach nicknamed Oracle, this setup was valued between $1.3 and $2 million. It allowed Justin to craft classics like Future Sex Love Sounds without ever stopping the tour. The bus featured a room-within-a-room design, a floating inner chamber suspended on isolators to block road vibrations and engine noise. This central production area of 100 to 200 square feet included a compact control desk for mixing, an adjacent vocal booth with sightlines, and modular racks for gear accessibility during travel. Acoustic treatments featured dense foam panels, bass traps, and multi-layer neoprene walls providing broadband absorption and a flat response tuned for Timberlake's bass-heavy beats, all without external bleed. The bus also integrated lifestyle features seamlessly, a passenger seat mic setup for drive-time demos, a living room with leather couches for brainstorming, a kitchen for breaks, and sleeping quarters for overnight sessions. Custom touches included marble floors, LED lighting adjustable via apps, and climate-controlled HVAC to keep tube gear safe. Power came from generators or solar backups for off-grid creativity. Built by Pro AU Audio Nerds, Inc., the project cost $1.3 to $2 million, including $500,000 for the bus base and $800,000 for the audio fit-out. At the heart was an SSL Matrix mixing console, a hybrid analog-digital desk with 16 by 16 channels and super analog preamps that Timberlake routed all signals through for flawless mixes on the road. Main monitors were custom, Augsburger set-mounted speakers with dual woofers and horn tweeters worth $20,000 designed specifically for the bus, alongside Genelec 73808 subwoofers and KR-KV-XT4 monitors for quick reference. Tim's signature vocal mic was a custom gold-plated Neumann U87, often used handheld in the passenger seat for on-road captures. Processing ran through 7 SSLX Logic X-Rack modules for modular preamps, EQs, and compressors. Beat-making tools included a Korg Triton 61-key workstation, an Open Labs Timberlake Mo custom controller, and a Yamaha Motif ES7 synthesizer for pads. All editing and production were handled through Avid Pro Tools HD, ensuring studio quality results anywhere the tour bus roamed. The original bus was sold in 2021 with pieces like the SSL Matrix console fetching $10,000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this studio tour, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to keep the adventure alive and catch more behind-the-scenes looks at the world's most incredible music studios.